Hello everyone. The long awaited, the good news for all the engineering graduates in India regarding Indian Railway Management Service has finally come out. So most of the engineering graduates in India, they have been waiting eagerly for the actual information and the exam pattern of this Indian Railway Management Service. So finally it has come out. I think all these engineering graduates are very much excited after seeing this examination pattern and other things there. So as you all know, in India, most of the engineering graduates, they aspire to take up a prestigious career in the Group A service of Indian Railways. If at all you want to enter the Indian Railways around 3 years back, you have to take either engineering service examination, otherwise Indian civil service examination, depending upon the service that you want to join in the Indian Railway Department. But it is not so now. From now onwards, if at all you want to join the Indian Railways, the Group A service, you have to join through Indian Railway Management Service. What is this Indian Railway Management Service, popularly called IRMS? Is, earlier in the railways, in the railway department, there used to be different departments. In railways, you have different departments earlier, like civil engineering department, mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, electronics and telecommunication service, the railway store service, account service, traffic service, personal service, like this. There are around 8 services. So all these 8 services combined together, and it is made what you call Indian Railway Management Service. This is a common for all this. So for the engineering graduates, if at all you want to join the Group A service in Indian Railways, you have to join through this IRMS. So how to join through IRMS? For that we have to take one exam that is called IRMS Examination, Indian Railway Management Service Examination. So the exact pattern is declared now. From 2023 onwards, every year this IRMS exam is going to be conducted. Union Public Service Commission, that is UPSC, along with the Civil Services Examination. This is one of the competitive examination, relatively somewhat tough examination because many aspirants are there, and that too very prestigious service. If you want to crack this type of IRMSE examination, you need to know the detailed pattern and other relevant aspects about this one, because it's a new pattern what is devised there. Let us see in detail. So this IRMSE, Indian Railway Management Service Examination 2023 onwards, it is going to be a 2-tier examination. It has got 2 stages. One is called Prelims, other one is called Mains plus Interview. A 2-tier, but 2 stages. First you have to take Prelims exam. After clearing some time gap, then you have to go for Mains examination, then followed by Interview. But mind you, the Prelims exam is mainly meant for screening purpose. Screening. It means among the candidates who appeared the Prelims examination, some candidates are screened out, some candidates are filtered out. Only those who got the top marks, beyond the cutoff marks, those candidates are only allowed to appear the Mains examination. From the Mains examination, again filtered down. Those who got good marks beyond certain cutoff, they are called for the interview. But finally, the selection to service is made depending upon the marks secured in your Mains examination and the interview. The Prelims exam is only for screening purpose. Screening purpose. It is something similar to what you have the civil service exam pattern. Okay. This Prelims exam, if at all you want to appear, you have to appear in the civil services Prelims exam. I think all of you must be having some idea about this civil services Prelims exam. If you want to join the central government, the top-notch Group A service like IAS, IPS, IFS, IRS, the type of Group A top-notch services, you have to take this civil services examination. So the civil services prelims exam is going to be common for both IRMSE as well as the civil service examination. So if you want to take prelims exam of IRMSE 2023, you have to take the civil services prelims exam because it's common for both. After that, you will be screened out. If you get good marks beyond certain cutoff marks, then you will be called for this mains examination. Right. This mains examination has got 4 papers. They are basically conventional essay type. Whereas, the prelims exam basically objective. This is conventional essay type. But these marks, you can see that. Let us see in detail the syllabus and other further pattern associated with this each. If you see the prelims, I told you already, the purpose of prelims exam is only for screening purpose. If at all you want to appear in the prelims exam, you have to appear in the civil services prelims exam. UPSC civil services prelims exam. I repeat it. The UPSC civil services prelims exam is common for IRMSE as well as civil services also. So you have to apply for the civil services as well as IRMSE. Both you have to apply. Civil prelims exam as well as IRMSE. This prelims exam is basically objective. We have 2 papers there. 2 papers. Both are objective papers. The paper 1 and paper 2. Paper 1 consists of general studies and paper 2 is called CSAT, Civil Services Aptitude Test. But one thing you have to keep in mind, the minimum qualifying marks in the paper 2 is 33%. What is meant by qualifying marks there? It means unless you get minimum 33% of marks in the paper 2 CSAT, it is of no use. Even you may score 100 out of 100% in the other exams, it is of no use. You have to get minimum qualifying marks of around 33% in the paper 2. Then only the other papers are considered. That is what the meaning of qualifying marks. Then, let us see the prelims syllabus. I said there are 2 papers, paper 1, paper 2. Let us discuss first about what you call the paper 1. Paper 1, it is basically general studies. The syllabus is exactly similar to the UPSC civil service exam what is being conducted all these years. Anyway, let me display here. There are all topics there. We have this current events, history, geography, Indian polity, right? We have economics and social development, environmental ecology, right? General science. What about the paper 2? It is the aptitude test. It's called popularly CSAT. So this syllabus includes comprehension, reading comprehension. Then you have interpersonal skills, including communication skills. Then you have logical reasoning, decision making and problem solving, general mental ability you have, basic numeracy, numbers and relations, and then data interpretation. I remind you once again, the paper 2 is only qualifying nature. Here you have to get minimum 33% of marks there. Then only the other papers are considered. So if you look at this aspect there, the syllabus, the pattern, everything is same as what you see in the already civil service prelims exam. If at all you want to know the standard of the questions, right, the pattern of the questions, if you refer to the previous year's questions of Indian civil service examination, you get a fair idea about this nature of these questions there. They are all multiple choice objective type. Of course, you have negative marking there. So this is what about the prelims pattern. It is a common exam for both Indian civil services as well as IRMSE examination. In simple words, it's a common exam for both. Right. Let us see the mains. I told you already the mains exam is descriptive essay type. It has got 4 papers. It has got 4 papers. But the 4 papers, we have some difference there. Look at what it is. We have 2 categories there. Qualifying papers, there are 2 types, 2 papers in the qualifying nature and 2 papers in the what you call merit. They are considered for the merit, final merit list. Let us see the qualifying papers. It is called paper A, which is nothing but any Indian language you can choose there. Any Indian language, you can choose Telugu, otherwise you can choose Tamil, you can choose Kannada or Hindi, Sanskrit, Punjabi. Any Indian language you can choose there. It consists of 300 marks. And paper B, it is nothing but English. Nothing but English. See, the language test paper A and the English, the paper B, the stand is something similar to that of what you call matriculation, 10th class level. I think the most of the engineering graduates, with a little bit preparation, I hope you will be able to easily crack. But anyway, there is one condition there. You have to get a minimum 25% qualifying marks there. The pattern of examination, the pattern of the questions in this language test as well as the English, pattern of questions. Mind you, it is not objective, it is basically essay type, conventional essay type, like comprehension of given passage, precise writing there, and usage and vocabulary, short essays, and then translation. What about the papers which are counted for the merit? So these papers are going to decide your final merit list ranking. Let us see. Here we have 2 papers, optional paper 1, optional paper 2, each one 250 marks, and followed by interview. The interview has weightage of about 100 marks. So totally you can see 600 marks what we have. Optional paper 1 250, paper 2 250, 500, and the interview is 100 marks. So this is 600 marks are going to decide your ranking. Generally, if you see the trend there in the UPSC, if you have some number of vacancies, suppose say total number of vacancies in a department is around 100, 1:2 ratio, generally 1:2 ratio. If you have vacancies of 100, around 200 students are called for the interview. That is how normally the procedure goes there. Let us see what those papers available to opt something for the engineering candidates. These are the list of the optional subjects. You have to choose any one optional subject from this. Of course, if you happen to be civil engineer, you can choose civil engineering paper. If you happen to mechanical, you can choose mechanical engineering, and if you have electrical engineering, we have commerce and accountancy. Then you may have some doubt here. What about electronics and telecommunication? Mind you, electronics and telecommunication engineering, electrical engineering, both nothing but common for them. You must be knowing in some of the what you call old IITs like IIT Kanpur, IIT Madras, I think Delhi, Bombay, like this. They do such a what you call electronic department there. Electronics, electrical, everything is common there. It is called simply commonly what you call electrical department. Electrical means it includes electronics and telecommunication also. So normally the electrical engineering students, electronics and telecommunication, instrumentation students, they can appear in the electrical engineering syllabus. You must be knowing there are many subjects are common for the electrical engineers as well as for the electronics engineers. So that exact syllabus you can see later, then you can understand. It's basically common for electrical as well as electronics and also for the instrumentation engineering. Similarly, in the case of mechanical engineers can appear, production engineers can appear, the mining engineers, right? Marine engineers also can appear in this mechanical. Similarly, in the case of civil engineering students as well as environmental science, they can appear. So you can choose any branch of engineering according to your choice. These are the 4 optional subjects. Depending upon your interest, you have to choose one of the optional paper. In the optional, whatever you chosen, you have 2 papers there, paper 1, paper 2. Each one 250 marks. They are all descriptive, conventional type. So this is what about the mains exam of IRMSE. Let us see further details about this. One important point that I want to tell you, the common candidates of civil services mains as well as the IRMS mains examination, common candidates, they can opt for the same optional subject out of the 4 what I have shown there. Otherwise, they can choose differently also. Hope you have understood this one. There will be some candidates who are appearing simultaneously for the IRMSE exam as well as civil service exam. They are said to be common candidates for both exams. They may select the same optional for both exams. You must be knowing, for example, if you happen to be a civil engineering student, you can take civil engineering in the IRMSE exam. Again, in the civil service exam also the same optional. You have some advantage there. Otherwise, you can choose separate papers also. For example, if you choose, in the case of IRMSE, the civil engineering paper, you can choose separate paper, some other paper like geography, anthropology, public art, something else in the civil services mains examination. So, choice is yours. Choice is yours. So, therefore, we can see that those engineering candidates who appear the Indian civil service exam with the engineering paper as the optional, I think they may have some edge there, because the syllabus is common, the exam also common. The exam also common. You see the prelims exam syllabus, the mains exam syllabus in the optional, it is same. That's why I think now onwards, all the engineering candidates who appear the Indian civil service examination with the engineering paper as an optional, I think they also apply for this IRMSE. Absolutely same. And age limits, number of attempts, it is also same for both IRMSE as well as civil services. Hope you may be knowing the age limit and the number of attempts criteria, it is like this. You must be more than 21 years and less than 32 years. That is age limit. But of course, you have some relaxation of 3 years in the case of OBC and 5 years in the case of SC/ST. Regarding the number of attempts, it is 6 for general category, 9 for OBC, and there is no such a limit for the SC/ST. And also, the minimum educational qualification if you want to appear for the IRMSE, it is any degree in engineering, any degree in commerce, otherwise chartered accountancy. Even if you happen to be in the final year, you are eligible to appear for this examination. If you see the number of vacancies, in the case of civil department, you can see around 30, mechanical 30, electrical 60 given. Why electrical it is having more means? I told you already, in the case of electrical engineering, both electrical engineering students as well as electronics and telecommunications will be participating there. That's why we have more number of vacancies, that is for electrical as well as electronics and telecommunication combinedly. And commerce and accountancy, you can see around 30. So totally we have 150 vacancies in the coming IRMSE 2023 examination. The notification exam schedules. You should know the detailed notification, the exact date of examination, right? How to apply, what the criteria, what certificate that you have to enclose there, should you apply online, offline, all the details you can see in the notifications of this exam. You see this, IRMSE notification as well as civil service exam will be notified simultaneously. Every time you can see that. Moreover, the prelims and mains exams of both IRMSE and civil service examination will be held simultaneously. I told you already, the prelims exam is common for both civil services as well as IRMSE examination. In fact, we have some announced dates in the 2023 calendar year. The prelims notification of Indian civil services will be notified on the 1st February 2023. And the prelims exam is going to be held on the 28th May 23, 28th May 23, and mains exam is going to be in the September month. This is the schedule. So this gives you some idea when you can start the preparation after seeing the what you call the syllabus. So for all those IRMSE candidates, my sincere advice to you, you all know that the railway department is very prestigious Group A service, is a long awaited service. If at all you want to grab this opportunity, you be thorough with the pattern, the syllabi and all this. So best thing, what my advice to you, if you refer to the previous civil services exam questions, both prelims as well as the optionals what we have come across there. If you see those previous questions, you get a fair idea about the what you call the pattern of the questions, the length and breadth of the questions, the areas where the questions are frequently asked from, which subjects are more yielding, where you can score more, right? What the standard of the questions there. All you can come to know very easily if you can go through the previous year's question papers of this Indian civil service exam. Right? So I hope with this you can have some preparation strategy accordingly, and I wish you all good luck for the ensuing IRMSE 2023 examination. God bless you all.